So, Graffiti Bleu, let's move it on over to you. Who has been the most effective president for the Black community in this millennium? Who do you think?
That would be hard to quantify since there are so many economic and idealistic variables, right? You know what I mean? And I agree with everything Anthony is saying with a little caveat to it. My thing is that when I started studying Donald Trump, he fit a certain profile character for me. Here is this man that came into money by his father's money. And it would be natural because he was essentially a real estate tycoon, which he would have a certain disdain for government regulation, because to open up hotels and all of these resorts and whatnot, you need the government to show you favor. Well, the government will bust your chops a bit when you're trying to get all of those things done. So I understand, and I actually respect that Donald Trump would go in and not be so connected to Washington, D.C., and be like, okay, this, and actually get it done, not necessarily having the same influences lifetime politicians have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do get that, where I think Donald Trump is actually an advantage to the Black community. To answer your question, is that with him in place, because I don't really feel that he is the best communicator. And I think because he comes across as curt, rude, direct,
and for me, it's not about what you say; it's about what you do. I can look over it all, because you can say you love me. You can say you can say that you love me like I love you. You can say I love you. It's going to be the same effect.
No, and I totally appreciate that. But with that being said, Anthony, that is you. You follow what I'm saying? So
and guess what? It's a lot of me's in the world.
Right. And to go with that, as an idea that I would like, if we could have somebody that just if Trump is a policy guy and is actually putting things effective in place, then please be wise enough to know that you need a communicator by your side to articulate your agenda. I know there are a lot of Anthonys out there, like you could say whatever, just what you do counts. Actions do speak louder than words. I will never argue that point against anything.
But I definitely get you about having the nuance and being able to verbalize it and connect with the audience. But this is my thing. Everybody is due to error. No one's going to be perfect, so we got to take what we get when we have a president, and we definitely have to support him. And another thing I felt like, because he is the president of the United States, I tell people, don't become what you hate. When you pray for someone, prayer effective and makes change.
That's true.
Even though I don't like you, that doesn't mean that I'm going to wish you harm. I'm going to pray for you, because according to what we've been taught by the Bible, that's just how I feel. I can pray for you and hope that would make you better.
Of course. Taking the high road is always a good thing. You know what I mean? Just because somebody is laying down on the ground does not mean you got to lay down with them. I feel you on all of that. I just want the conversation to start on alternatives. You follow what I'm saying? As good as a Donald Trump from a policy standpoint may very well.
Okay, you say Donald Trump. Okay, we had a very charismatic, very nuanced, very political correct person, Obama. Our last president.
Obama? Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was.
Yet still no advantages will change for the urban or Black community or African Americans, whatever you want to call us.
Right. No,
nothing changes if nothing changes.
Anthony, I'm actually with you, because I was pissed at Obama, because with all of the talk on change, that no one from Wall Street and the housing debacle was indicted under his watch. Yep. You know what I mean? So I totally feel you. And having a Black face in power actually made Black people way too comfortable, and there were no grassroots roots movements that demanded Obama do certain things for Black people. I will not deny that. But brother, what I am saying to you today is that why the F don't we start the conversation on an alternative to that? We already know that Republican and Democrat are both political parties are bought and paid for by corporate interests. It is time to start
corporate interests and World Bank.
Yes, so it is time to start a discussion on an alternative. What happens when we don't like either party, either candidate from either party? I believe we should empower ourselves to raise another party. There are smaller political parties out there, most of which I cannot name off the top of my head. There are more political parties than just the Republican and Democrat. Many are small, and I believe Bernie Sanders came from one. I can't remember the name he came from, but I would like to see us demand or start putting our own candidates on the table, because this can't be that out of all the people on this planet, there are only 2 people that can bring us to the promised land. I don't believe that, and I don't think anybody watching this.
Well, it's going to take more than just 2 people. I know we have like checks and balances. We have the Congress and the Senate and all that, but it's going to take more of diversity to help cause this change.
Yeah.
So we're going to need more than just us as the people to get what you're looking for, which I totally agree. We definitely need that. However, we got to stick with the facts of what's in front of us now and moving forward. That's where I'm at. I'm not a woulda, shoulda, coulda person. That's inspiring. That's something to hope for. But we got to deal with what's in front of us right now. And what I do appreciate another thing about Trump, he did bring 4 million jobs back. He did bring 400 manufacturing jobs back.
You know what, Anthony? Since you're seeing that, that is the next question we're going to. So I'm going to use that towards that. So the next question was this: name 3 positive actions of President Trump. And since you're talking about President Trump and things he's done, 3 positive actions of President Trump.
3 positive traits that Donald Trump has done that I really, really appreciate is going against the HR 6666 track and trace bill that was presented by a Democrat. Why in the world would you, knowing about in Revelations, if you read the Bible, 6666, that's the mark of the beast. Why would you even consider even naming that bill that? Then why is the app called that you download for COVID-19 called the Babylon app? Like, what are the connections to that? The second thing I appreciate Donald Trump being in office. Ever since I was a little kid, there have been children missing on milk boxes my entire existence.
Right.
Donald Trump has signed a bill to put an end to that. And as we look at it, every time we turn around, we hear about 35 children were saved in Atlanta. Other kids missing children were found here. Worldwide, globally, there is an investigation and a surge in insurgence of finding and destroying pedophile and sex trafficking around the globe. And Donald Trump has his foot on that. And I appreciate him for that, because the children are the future, okay? Another thing that Donald Trump did was making the other countries pay their money. That's why our GDP is up by 2 points, by making other countries pay up what America has never really forced them to do, because of everybody look at America like we're the big muscle. We're going to step in and we're going to pay for everything. We're going to send our troops in to fight for other assets that only really is linked to the 1%. It's about their investments. Wherever there's not a central banking system, there's poverty, there's war, because they want to go and invade that and take over their natural resources or whatever it is that they want to go invest in. That's none of our problem. So that's why when Donald Trump once again said America first, I felt him on so many levels. Donald Trump, because of the way that he moves and the things that he do, he's not well received. But on the other scope of this, if people could take their hate and disdain for him out of their eyes and really research his policies and really research what he's doing, on the other side of humanity, he's really doing some great things. He really, really is. Like me, myself, you there will be different versions of me. Some people will meet me and say, oh my God, I love Anthony. He's a beautiful and amazing person. He's so inspiring. Then some people can meet me and say, I'm a total asshole. Sometimes you have to put on a position because Trump also feels like you have to be strong. He may be a little overboard with that, but I do appreciate his stances. Like even with North Korea, he got them to the point he made China like, no, we're not going to keep on going with what you guys have been doing for decades. You guys have been raping us where we have made y'all become the crux of the economy. Now you guys want to implement and become socialism, and then the 1%, the central banking system now is back in China. Because they want China to become the superpower, and Trump is so against it. And I appreciate that even that's for him just being looking for change, or even if it's his narcissism. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things, some of the 3 things of many that I appreciate that Donald Trump has done for me.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Cool, awesome. So Graffiti, I'm going to switch over to you and ask you the same thing. So before we move along, Graffiti Bleu, I just want to make sure people are listening and paying attention. And what I've noticed about Anthony and some of the key points he's been talking about Trump is that he wants us to not just judge Trump based on who he is, but open our eyes to some of the things that he's done. He said them more than once. Some of the things he's said has really opened my eyes to want to pay attention to some of the things that he's done. Just look it up. Not saying I'm going to change, or, how I feel.
Because then another thing, hold up, one more piece because of this. Because of the 1% owns and runs media, now I understand why he used to always shout fake news. Because the Jews and the people that are really promoting a lot of the stuff that's against Trump, that Trump is breaking down, that's not in their favor, they run the media. They will never put out on the media anything that he's done substantial to make people even sway that way. That's why they always tell people in business, don't talk about politics and don't talk about church. Because you can actually have a discussion to change somebody's view, even to make them think or question it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like, it's important that people just pay attention to what's going on, because with the fake news, at the end of the day, we all see that. Where can they find you if they want to find more information? I'm going to look you up and want to ask you some questions.
I'm looking up at King of Hair on Instagram or Facebook, Anthony Cherry. And remember, the best is yet to come. And even though the weapon may form, it shall not and it will not prosper. Because greater he that is in me than he that is in the world.
To find me, I'm the novelist, author, poet, Lamont Anthony Wright, aka Graffiti Bleu. You can find me at gbleu.com, GBLEU.com. All of my social media, everything is one convenient place. My YouTube, Instagram, all of that is right there, gbleu.com. Holla at your boy.